of Korea and Sugar Cube. They're doing such a good job. At the end of our part of this panel here, we're going to be showing a super secret exclusive sneak peek from season 3. This isn't going to air until November, so... and also I should tell you all at the Q&A, please don't ask any spoiler questions because I won't be able to answer them, so it'll just, I don't know, it'll just waste everyone's time, so. And before, and also I would like to, I know we have some star crew members in the audience. I always say this, but it takes so many people to make a show. We have the most amazing crew on Star, and I'd just like them all to stand up for a minute so we could clap for the crew.
Daron, you should have gotten the better seats.
Sorry. And I also have another very special announcement. We are currently working on Star's Magic Book of Spells. I've been working on this book with Disney Publishing. They've been absolutely amazing. They worked with us to make Star and Marco's Guide, and this book is going to be even more awesome. It's going to be so great. We're still writing it, but it's going to be
stuff in it. I was looking at it and I was like, that is so cool! And I flipped it open and there was literally nothing. Okay, I'm excited for it.
It's getting there. It's getting going. Alright, so let's see. Oh yeah, we have another little sneak. You know how Star gets a new outfit every single season? I would like to share with all of you Star's new dress. It's even got a narwhal, so
I didn't know this.
Marco actually gets a new hoodie, but it's also red and just looks exactly the same. It's just...
You just washed it.
So let's do a little live reading. We're going to do a little live reading from the episode, from a movie that just aired. I need help from the audience, though. I'm going to need to borrow somebody's Star horns. So somebody with horns. Maybe, yeah?
They were off and ready to go.
I secretly wanted them to be attached to, like, the hair.
Yay! This will only make it better.
Alright. Oh my god. Interior dungeon cell. From inside the dungeon, Star hears fighting sounds from outside the door. She's a little worried by what's going on. Then the door slowly opens as Marco walks into the dungeon. He removes the rat head part of his suit to reveal himself.
Marco?
Marco and Star are ecstatic to see each other.
Star!
Marco tries to use his hands to karate chop the chains off Star's wrists.
Hi! Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Okay, that was dumb. Probably should have just used the keys.
He uses the keys from his pocket to free Star.
I can't believe you're here. I was thinking maybe we'd never see each other.
Marco and Star hug and take a second to look at each other.
Star, your horns, look at me.
Take them off. I needed them.
Star hears a rustle in Marco's shirt.
Go!
Your stomach just made a weird noise.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a surprise. I bought you this box of Captain Blanche's sugar seeds. Sorry, there's none left. Me and your dad ate them all when we were locked up in the dungeon.
Oh man! You guys got to eat cereal together in the dungeon?
Star, your dad, he,
Yeah, I know. Ludo, levitate, toe, tato, toe, Tatiana, toe, ratatouille, toe, But if Ludo mastered it, it can't be dangerous. That's it. She's like, no, that's not funny.
that was not an option for her.
And now we would like to play the clip. Alright, so I'd like to admit something. what the fans are saying, what they think is going to happen, and oh my gosh, sometimes you guys come up with the best ideas, and I'm like, man, how did we think of that? You know? But anyway, it's just, the fan base for the show is so super cool, and I thought that we could do a little thing right here today for Comic-Con, where we either confirm or debunk some of these fan theories.
Yes.
Yes. So I asked on Twitter, I asked for people to submit some of their favorites. I have some of them written down here. Okay, so here's our first one, and then Adam and Eden are going to help me confirm or debunk these. So first one, Jackie is a mermaid, Jana is a witch, and Oscar is a vampire. Is any of that true?
Confirmed.
The first one, maybe. Wait, no, they're all confirmed. I thought we had debunked. No. Well, Jana, you know what's crazy? I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that as a fan theory, and I just assumed. I assumed that's what was gonna happen. I was like, okay, so when is Jana's witch coming out episode gonna be?
Yeah, she does have some witchy tendencies.
I love it.
She was hanging out at British Tacos doing witchy stuff.
Yeah. She's always taking Marco's stuff too. What is she using it for?
Alright, so that one's a maybe. I'm gonna give that one a maybe. Alright, here's another one. Jackie is a mermaid and Star will cut off her tail so she can never be queen.
Confirmed.
Never! Never! Well, I mean, I don't have control over these things. I would like to think, I don't know, Daron, I think actually you're the one to confirm or deny. Am I gonna do that?
I don't know. Well, I don't think Star would cut off anybody's tail. I think that's probably not gonna happen. And we're still not sure if Jackie's a mermaid. But I appreciate Adam just confirming.
Yeah, confirmed.
He's gonna confirm. Everything is changing.
Retweet it. Post it on Instagram stories.
Alright, Moon was an exchange student in Toffee's dimension. Confirm or debunk?
Debunked.
If you saw the movie, obviously that's debunked, but man, I love that theory. I thought that was a really fun one. Okay, how about Toffee and Moon used to date?
What?
I mean, it goes even further. Like people, it's Toffee is Star's dad, and there's this whole thing,
There's
right?
a whole thing.
I think we should change the game from confirm or debunk to
What and what?
to included next season and not included next season. Because I think a lot of these are worth exploring.
Okay, so this was my favorite that came up, which was Toffee is just following the orders of Star Fan 13. I think in a way that one is true.
I like that somewhere, somehow, Starman 13 is this ultimate master manipulator who's way more intelligent than anyone gives her credit for and way less creepy, but just way more evil.
We were saying that there's is it down there? What's her full name? Or is that just something from...
Oh, is that we were talking about that in the comments?
Yeah, what's her full name? And we were like, maybe it's just before this it was something else, Fan 13, and she's just been Fan 13 since the dawn of time. But she was Dinosaur Fan 13.
She's immortal.
She's the most magical character of the show. Okay, how about the monster arm will make Marco evil?
Confirmed.
Confirm? I might agree on that one. No! This is hard!
Do you feel the evil within Marco when you voice it? Can you feel the evil in
Oh yeah, totally. Totally. He's super evil. He's a misunderstood evil guy.
I'm gonna debunk that one. Okay, the monster arm makes Marco half monster, which makes any love between Star and Marco forbidden.
Interesting. Yeah, like I said, this shouldn't be confirmed or debunked.
I'm not gonna confirm or debunk this one. I'm gonna leave this one mysterious.
I'll confirm it.
Okay, here's one more. Star will turn evil and become Dark Star.
Boring. Debunk.
Third option, explore!
Okay, how about Marco and Star both become evil, and then their love is okay now?
Okay, confirm. The next episode.
Season 10. Awesome, well thank you everybody. Okay, so now it's time for our super exclusive, super special sneak peek from season 3.
want to leak it. Do it.
Say, we're talking about the crew, that like, we are tip of the iceberg. Like we record words, like basically what you saw here is pretty much our jobs. Like we go in our pajamas and just like read some fun stuff. But like I didn't have anything to do with that dance. I was mesmerized. It was so beautiful. The animators, everyone, and like, oh God, there's so much talent.
Well, where's Marco? My start go hard to break you.
I just have to all tune in November to find out what happens.
That's right. So November, put your hands for the three from Marsh.
Phineas and Ferb. Well, when we decided to do a new show at Disney, they were asking us what we should do to promote it, and I sort of jokingly brought up in a meeting, I said, well, we could do a sequel to the music video we did to promote Phineas and Ferb. We did something for a DVD extra. And they said, yes, do that. And so then we had to actually shoot it.
I didn't say yes. I had a terrible fear of having to rap again.
Yeah, so we wrote a rap song and put it on the channel too. So some of you may have seen this, but this is how we introduced the new show. So people often ask us how we got, why we cast Weird Al as Milo, and it really came down to his was the only name that rhymed with the casting department has never steered foul.
Narrows down to substantial.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect right beside half line, so it's a little bit of a cheat.
Point that out.
No, the truth of the matter is we tried for so long to come up with a voice for Milo. We sort of based it on Noah Jones, who when he talks, he just sounds positive all the time, even when he's talking about bad things happening to him. He sort of looks at it from a point of view of, this is going to make a good story someday. And we auditioned hundreds of people, very good voice actors, but when they would say these horrible things that were happening, trying to make it sound cheery, they just sounded a little bit false, and it sounded like they were covering up some inner pain, and we didn't want that to be the case. We wanted somebody who just naturally sounded positive. And then Al came in and did a voice on Gravity Falls, and Alex Hirsch tweeted a picture of him and Al together, and I was like, oh, I've met Al. He's a really super positive guy. Maybe he would work. And I had to Google an interview with him so I could hear his speaking voice, and I put it up next to the picture. I was like, yes, let's bring him in. And we went in and said, please get us Weird Al. And he came in, and as soon as we put his voice to the picture, we knew it.
I was against it. I was wrong, apparently.
So we were thrilled to get him. Swampy and I we were finishing up Phineas, and I was drawing up a whole bunch of stuff for a different pitch.
I was going through brochures for vacation.
Yes. And I came into his office and I had this drawing that I had as a secondary character in another pitch. And every time I saw that drawing, I thought this character should have his own show. And I went into Swampy and said, you know this character that I have for this other pitch? And he goes, yeah, every time I see that character, I think it should have his own show. And I was like, yes, but all I've got is that he's super, super positive. And Swampy said, what if he's positive in the face of everything going wrong all the time? And I was like, oh, like Murphy's Law. He could be Milo Murphy. And we just built the whole show in like an hour. We sat down and I left his office and started storyboarding the pilot episode. Right?
I threw away all my vacation brochures.
It's a sad thing for Swampy. Think of all that you could be in Barbados right now.
I would have been surfing in Tahiti.
Yeah. So that was.
So each show comes to you in a different way, because Phineas took sort of 10 years.
13 years. We created Phineas 13 years before we sold it to Disney. It was like 16 before it went on the air. And this one, between us coming up with a concept and getting picked up for series, was less than 6 months. It was probably like...
Our next show, we should pick about 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the onus is on you guys to pick it up as, like, before we even come up with it.
We're ready.
So there you go. So since the very beginning of Phineas, we have been at the very beginning of Milo, we have been saying that, you know, this sort of takes place in the same kind of world as Phineas. We have, are we ready with this graphic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before you do that, we have to do a shout out to the crew who's watching this live streaming.
That's right.
There's one of our crew members right there who's responsible for it.
She was featured in one of those random shots of people storyboarding. And so since the beginning of Milo, we've always said it exists in the same universe as Phineas. That way we can reuse backgrounds and stuff like that.
It's a money-saving thing.
And we've dropped. Oh, we have the sizzle first. Okay, so this is coming on tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah.
On XD.
That's correct. Tomorrow morning, the Milo 1 hour special, Milo's Missing.
What time?
Throughout the day. I don't have it here. Check your TV.
Check your local news.
You can start watching now. Come on.
Just go.
So you guys have, there's been an episode where you get to sort of see what's going on with these pistachio vendors who are actually from the future and are trying to keep pistachios from going extinct in the future. And we have a big hour-long special in the middle of the season, which is airing tomorrow, that will explain all of that in a hopefully a very satisfying way. And it's called Missing Milo, and we have a little sizzle for it here.
Does it have to be pistachios?
No pistachios, okay.
So what was the first meeting like in meeting and starting to work with Elle? Because Dan and Swampy are both known for the comedy that resonates through music in their work. Elle the same. What's that experience been like? What was the first meeting like? What happened? Did you just stare at each other and work out who?
There was a lot of crying and begging and pleading. I
actually met Al years ago at the Toy Story 3 premiere.
Right.
I was there with my daughter, and you were there, and I met, and we were talking, and I told him what I did, and he said, "Oh, the Phineas and Ferb. You know, I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and told me how much they like me singing your theme song, because people thought
Because Bowling for Soup, they thought it was me.
Yeah.
Oh, great job with the Phineas and Ferb theme song.
And Bowling for Soup, like Jared Reddick's, your voice sounds sort of similar, and I thought someday I'm going to make a show and make Al sing that theme song.
And I'm going to sing like Bowling for Soup.
Yes, exactly. And now people come up to Bowling for Soup all the time and say, "Hey, we love the Milo theme that you guys did." But it was that, and then we ran into you again at Comic-Con in the green room. Do you remember that?
We were
20 minutes ago?
Peter Vader, who plays the voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Introduced us last year.
Yeah. So it was sort of meant to be because Swampy and I love writing songs with silly, funny lyrics, and Al does that for a living. And for most of Phineas, we wrote so many songs in Phineas that by third season we would write a parody of our own song, which we would always call, "Hey, let's do a parody of Snuck Your Way Into My Heart," and call it "Kicked Your Way Into My Heart." It would be like our own Weird Al version of a Phineas song. So we're doing our Weird Al versions of our own songs. And now for Milo, we just recorded this week a song that I wrote a Weird Al version of a Phineas song, and we're using it in Milo. And the great thing about this is I actually got Weird Al to sing it. It's like a snake eating its own head somehow.
Not like good.
Yeah, but good. Yeah, but not really horrific.
The better question now is how is it working with us? Go on.
Remember,
I'll take the fifth on that one.
Now, what kind of work goes into being a sort of lead voice? You've done cartoon voices before, but being lead role, and also how do you fit that into your schedule when you're on tour and working?
These guys were really great working with me. Most of the first season of Milo was done while I was on the mandatory world tour. I was in a different city literally every single day, but they figure it out and they find like a recording studio in Boise, Idaho. Like, if you can be here, Thursday at 3 o'clock, we'll record you doing Milo. And I would be doing it over the phone line, and I'd be getting notes in my earphones, and we made it work. And thank you for working with me. I know that wasn't easy.
That was kind of fun, although some people have noticed that on a few of the shows you sounded a little bit more like Boise.
Yeah.
But we thought, it'd be fun.
It sounded more distant somehow.
A little bit, yeah.
And also, Disney XD, I think, broadcasts into about 22 plus languages throughout the world. Do you do all of those languages yourself?
Yes.
More talent than you realise. We've got a sort of crossover special coming up. Do you want to give us a little sort of information about that? Because there's a lot of chatter about sort of what Milo reminds people of. Is there anything you can speak
Well, we've
about?
been dropping subtle hints throughout the first season that Milo lives in Danville. We've been dropping, you'll see it on the signs occasionally, and you'll see like a monkey will be wearing a love handle shirt, and Melissa remembers the first day of summer when a roller coaster dropped into her yard. So we've been dropping these for a while. What we haven't told people is that from the very beginning of Milo, we figured out a big, overreaching story that would take place over the whole season, and would all build up towards a crossover special.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, comments. The rules are be smart, witty, refreshing. Hey, how you doing? And also, let us know who you asked the question to.
Yeah, I was planning on that. Sorry, it was a mistake. I was gonna, first eat it, my mom loves you from the middle, so.
Oh, thank you. And that's her looks great.
Yeah, thanks. Darren, I've been for a while like writing out ideas for this kids show I want to do, but a problem I run into a lot is I want to make it, because obviously kids aren't stupid, so I want to make it interesting and have a plot and things and all these detailed things, because it's also in space, so there's all these different aliens, people. But how do you keep it, so your ideas don't get too dramatic or scary or anything when you're still writing for kids, but still balance it so you're not and then there was unicorn fun time.
Oh gosh, well there's always unicorn fun times on Star. Your idea sounds super, super cool. I would say and actually this would be a good one for Dan and Swampy too. I mean, I feel like I don't ever write down to kids. I actually remember being a kid and really being frustrated when I noticed that. So honestly, I don't think we ever really treat Star as a kid's show. We just try to make it the most interesting show that we can make it, and do the things that we want to make and the things that we want to see. I just think I'm maybe already in that zone, so I would just write to what's true to you and then let SMP tell you if that's not
And it's the same, I think we've got members here from shows that sort of transcend and are shows that everyone can watch. Dan, Swampy, would you agree?
Yeah, we always go by the Pixar model, is that we don't make entertainment for kids, but we don't exclude them as an audience. And it's hard, I came from Family Guy, and the easiest way to get a laugh, and I think that show is hilarious, but it's easier to get a laugh if you can shock somebody, if you can say something really off color or really mean. And we tried to do a show that would be as edgy as that, but doesn't go to that places, and makes you do smarter jokes a lot of the time.
You can never go wrong overestimating the intelligence of children. They are so much smarter than everybody.
Or underestimating the intelligence of adults. Absolutely. It works both ways.
I was about to say, I'm an idiot, and I'm 25.
Cool, hello.
Hi, I'm Betsy from Alaska. My question is about the music. Seems like that rap sound was kind of a Lonely Island thing going on. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I don't know if we were going for Lonely Island specifically, but we love Lonely Island and we love throwing humor into rap, which is how they made their bread and butter.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe not you got Burdell on board, if you do something for the fans, some kind of concert shows. I think.
Do you do music now?
The Milo Murphy World Tour, right?
Yeah. He's up for it, we're up for it. So.
I think we're just connecting back into the office. It'll be Dan, Swampy, and Al on ice.
Yes, there we
You think that could work?
go. And we'll be played by actors with big heads of us.
But on skates. Yeah.
Hi, this question is for Dan and Jeff, and maybe Al too. It's kind of
Jeff? Sorry.
It's kind of interesting.
Just suddenly thought my mom.
That's Swampy's dance.
I kind of noticed that it just seems like as you're watching Milo Murphy's Law, it's supposed to be the concept that Murphy's Law applies around Milo and presumably his dad as well. So, is it something that's genetic just on the male side, or?
That's the rule we've come up with. It's the Murphy men get Murphy's Law, and that's why Sarah doesn't get it. So.
It's a recessive trait.
We never really said that out loud. That's just something we think in the writers' room.
There's really weird conversations in a writer's room about stuff that seems really bizarre, where you're discussing what the actual rules would be, and people say things very confidently about stuff that's...
Well, it's linked to the XY chromosome.
Yeah. I remember years ago having a conversation about how dragons fly, and people saying very confidently about how that works, like they've seen one. We have these weird discussions all the time. For us, the whole Murphy's Law through the male thing is perfectly logical. We worked it out scientifically. It's on a whiteboard somewhere. Are they? Where are they?
Our writers, or many of our writers, you guys all stand up. Woo! So you can address any of those questions today.
Hey Adam, could you bring out Marco for a moment? I'd like to talk to him.
Hey, how's it going?
I have to know, you still have enough sweets for Jackie? Or are you gonna try your luck with Star?
Look, I just really gotta get a lot of things under control right now.
You intend to have them both, don't you? Look, very daring of you, but we're going on to season 1, but trust me, that never ends well.
Thank you for the advice. I'll be outside eating some nachos.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, hi, this is a question from Weird Al. I've been following you for 30 years.
You're the one.
Yes. I watched you.
That's good.
Remember or not. But we've all grown to love and cherish your music. And I'm happy to see you branching out, more than happy to see you branching out into this. Would you be willing to do a sample of Milo for us?
Milo was just sort of like my normal voice, but it's pitched a little higher. So Milo Murphy is just sort of like me up, like two keys. Yeah.
Is that going to come back? And also, is Nacho's motorcycle dragon coming back?
I said no spoilers, but I think it's okay to answer this one. We will eventually see adult Marco again.
Yes.
Alright. And then Adam, would you do a little adult Marco here?
Oh yeah. Everybody look at my abs.
Swoon.
Hi, Daron. I was hoping to know when we would see the rest of the Deep Trouble comic.
I don't know. I'm really hoping we see the rest of it too.
Tell me the ending, please.
Sorry, what was that?
Tell me the ending, please.
I don't know. Gosh, they are written and we're ready to go on them. I hope we do get to finish that series. So fingers crossed. If we never do, I promise I will put the ending on the internet.
Thank you.
I would have been really disappointed if you had actually just told them the end.
Marco dies.
exist. I find myself haunting Amish paradise on occasions, but that's beside the point. I was wondering, in between, albums, touring, concerts, and even now voice acting, how do you normally unwind during these kinds of things in between?
I sleep and spend the rest of the time online.
It's mostly cat videos. Is that right, Al?
Yeah, it's mostly cat videos.
Mostly cat videos, yeah. Mostly cat videos.
Complicated question, but what determines the cheek marks on each mutant princess? Like their shapes?
I was wondering that too.
Well, like a lot of magic on the show, there's a lot of your own personality that I think goes into the cheek emblems, and they also show up by exposure to magic. And I don't want to dig in too much further into that because that is something we're going to be getting into more. And also, I didn't get a chance to earlier, but like I'm seeing so many stars and Margos, and I see Jackie, and there was Jenna, and thank you all so much for coming dressed up. It's like so cool.
Hi, this is for Daron. I was wondering, where do you get the inspiration from your villains, like Eclipse and Toffee? Like, where do they come from?
Mostly me.
That's funny, I was gonna say mostly Adam.
I've already determined Adam is secretly evil, so, I think a really important thing with writing a villain is that they're not just black and white, they're not just evil. So we make a really big effort when we're writing our villains to make sure that they're well-rounded characters that have an understandable point of view. Because I don't really, even though the show is Star versus the Forces of Evil, it's funny because I had an original title that was Star and the Forces of Evil, because that is a little bit of the, I think that's a little bit in the DNA of it, is that like there sort of isn't good, there isn't evil in a way, right? Everything's like, because that's true to life, right? Most of the time.
Thank you.
Like little Ludo, we just love him now.
Oh, Ludo, he's come a long way, that little guy.
Hey, my question is for Eden and Adam. There have been so many big emotional moments, especially in the last season, so what would you say is your favorite scene that Star and Marco have had together?
Oh boy.
Good one.
Yeah. Adam?
Okay, we could do season 1 or season 2. I gotta think of ones that you've already seen.
I feel like...
You know what, I feel like a lot of times Marco kind of like, he'll step out of bounds with Star and she'll be like, oh no, I'm not that, I don't roll like that. And Marco's like, oh yeah, right.
I like the scenes when Star, I feel like there's like, no, not scenes, scene singular. I'm trying to think of when Star saved Marco, when like it's the reverse. That's it, and of course, I should be prepared. This is a very simple question.
One of my favorites is the one I had you guys read today. I think it's such a sweet moment.
Totally.
Which is why I thought it'd be a fun live reading. I mean, I just love my favorite scenes of the show, or anything where Star and Marco are interacting together, because there's a chemistry.
That's true. That's true. There's been a lot of stuff where we've been separated, especially I guess this season. And when I get to specifically when I just get to be like read in with Adam's, because we're not together most of the time. But like when I get to be read in with Adam's lines, that's the highlights of my week.
Yeah, I think too, like Battle for Muni did a really good job. There was like a lot of really like well done emotional scenage in stuff where we weren't actually even talking. Like when Marco thinks that Star's actually dead for a brief moment and then punches a hole through Toffee's chest, which like I've done to someone in real life. And but like yeah, so I think we were having a hard time of thinking of a time when we've had a scene where we're actually talking. But in Battle for Muni, that would be mine because it's obviously most recent too. But
everything is your favorite that's most recently happened.
Yeah. This is my favorite panel.
All right, Daron, this is for you, but since we have a lot of fans here that are, I guess, Starco fans here, I do have this important question. Is there a real possibility as I'm saying it, that Marco could be the Prince of Muni?
Oh! Eden loves that idea. I can't answer that question. But it's a good question.
Third option, explore.
But I mean, if we're gonna go Prince, why not just go King and just make it like the King? Yeah, I don't know. Confirmed.
This is for Star versus the Forces of Evil. What was your favorite part from the Battle of Mooney?
I liked throwing Ludo a bag of chips.
That's really sweet of you.
What was your favorite part?
When Glosser was trying to roast the blood.
I love that part too. That's a really great
That part
part.
stressed me out a little bit when I was watching it. That's all I could focus on the whole time. And it gets stressed out in a good way. And I was like, what? Is it gonna go? Is it gonna drip? It dripped. It dripped again.
I liked when Star did her butterfly form.
And for me, I really love seeing Young Moon and Young River. That was like...
Since you announced that there's going to be a crossover, will we ever see, like, Perry the Platypus and DLG have, like, a team-up scene?
I think that we do see Perry the Platypus and DOG together at some point in the future.
Like, is he part of the agency?
DOG is not part of Alga, but that doesn't mean that other people don't think he is.
That's a great answer.
Housekeeping where you can catch folks for autograph signings, and then I'll just get one word from all of the panelists before we wrap up. Autographs for Star will be in AA06 at 4 p.m, Milo AA04 at 4 p.m, and also another one of our great series that launched earlier this summer from a fantastic creator called Aaron Springer. He will be signing for his show Billy Dilly at 5 p.m. in AA03, along with Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob, as well as Katie Wayne. So that's in AA03 at 5 p.m. So they're autographs to, an amazing group of panelists. Before you leave, anything you'd like to say to the fans? Daron?
Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for watching the show. It means so much. We couldn't make it without your support.
I cried sometimes thinking about how wonderful you guys are.
Why did you say that before I went? Oh man, I'm so soft. My eyes are welling. Come say hi to me.
Adam needs your attention.
I want to high five all of you, and then you spear up.
The real fun of doing what we do is that we get to come into your living rooms and entertain you, and it's something that we never take for granted, and we love it and keep watching.
I want to take a minute to thank the crew who's watching, because you guys have no idea how much of the stuff that you love about the work that we do actually originates from the crew that we have working on it, writers, storyboard artists, designers, all the way down the line. Everybody contributes. I'd love to thank all of those guys who don't get to come up here and sit on the panel, who just take our little toys and the wonderful people we've created and do amazing things with them that surprise us on a daily basis. So thanks to them.
I just want to say, dental hygiene is very... So don't forget to floss regularly.